Welcome, everybody. Woo! Welcome back to the American Idiot Show, episode 16, titled Arsenal Transfer Madness. Because let's be real with it, guys. What we have seen thus far is nothing short of madness. Madness in inaction, I would say. Madness in lowballing, madness in expectation, or I guess lack thereof, or over expectation. I guess we'll just go around the horn and we'll figure it out. Dal is out this week. So we have Conor stepping in as the co-host with the most. But as I was saying backstage, guys, we have to have a 2 American quota. There has to be a balance.
Yeah.
There has to be a balance now.
I mean, TJ, it's the American Idiot Show.
Yeah, idiots.
If it was just you, it's just you, the idiot.
Yeah, there has to be more than one. So let's go ahead and welcome back to the show, Steve Makala, a.k.a. Strasbourg Steve.
Hello.
AKA now a Chelsea fan. As Chelsea.
Yeah, no, he's a Chelsea fan.
It's a cousins thing, all right? Because Strasbourg got taken over by that.
Oh, man,
it's like a cousins thing. Look, as long as they don't spend $1 billion and get me fucking relegated, and don't change up the badge, don't just have blue home shirts, and just keep everything simple. Respect the history of Alsace, which Arsene Wenger was born in Strasbourg, actually. So there you go. Mm-hmm. Just respect the fans and don't fuck with French people, because they will let you know.
Abundantly clear.
Huh?
I think that's been made abundantly clear.
Yeah. So
yeah,
there you go. But yeah, I'm chilling, man. So.
Well, I'm glad that you're here, Steve. I see you're all over today, streaming master. So I'm glad that you were able to stop by and make this work and fill the 2 American quota. Now there needs to be a balance. Like I said,
it's legally required.
50-50. Yes, absolutely. And then the resident legend, Jez. How are you, man? Doing good?
All good, man. All good. Yeah. Happy. One thing I will say. Congratulations on getting your intro right tonight, because I cocked mine up last night big time. You know, when you set up a hotkey, option and one to go live,
mm-hmm.
It works great. But when you go in command one, it don't work. So,
interesting.
You know, I'm going to put that down to my age. You know, well after the show last night, after I was laughing, and my wife said to me, "You're such a prick." She said, "You set that up. You told me how to do it." And she said, "I think you're getting early dementia." I went, "Well, thanks for that." Cheers.
Well,
brutal.
At least she's honest with you. I said I was in a meeting I said I was in a meeting until 5:00 yesterday. When really I was streaming with Mari on World Football, and my wife just laced into me. She's just like, "Don't ever say you're in a meeting ever again." And then I hear you talking about Spurs compared to Brighton. Like, that's not a meeting. I'm like, "It's work, babe. It's work. It's work. Don't worry about it." Yeah, big up our wives though, because they put up with us. That's for sure, and the other way around. But yeah, everybody, 16 inside, smash the likes. I already see a ton of legends inside. We are on the road, everybody, to 500. No more of this. No more of this incremental crap. Get the channel to 500 subs.
Yes.
Like I've been saying for the past couple of months, once we hit 500, there will be a stream to end all streams. There will be giveaways. There will be popped bottles. There will be all sorts of stuff. And there will be an epic panel. Not that this panel isn't epic, but there will be a large and epic panel on here. So get it up to 500. Share it around.
Program now. You'll get the partnership program.
Yeah, once I get the partnership program, oh yeah, the bottles will be flying, and I know it'll happen eventually, but let's make it happen before the season starts, guys. Let's make it happen before the season starts. Let's set a goal. Let's be ambitious.
We'll do it.
Let's be ambitious. But big up everybody. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Let's get into it. What is there to say? There are big clubs and there are small clubs in the world, right? You got the big clubs, your Newcastle Uniteds, your Chelseas, and then you got your small clubs like Man United and Arsenal. And I don't mean in terms of commercial footprint. I mean in terms of actually making moves during the transfer window. Now, like I've said all week, I don't like talking bad about Arsenal. I love this club. I put my face out on the internet for this club. I deal with Strasbourg Steve for this club. Okay? And I'm forced to talk crap. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Jez, I wanted to get your opinion because I haven't had a chance to talk to you face to face. We just haven't crossed paths lately. I wasn't here last week. Kai Havertz. I want to get your opinion. How does he fit into this club? Do you think he fits into this club, or is it just another Arteta ego signing? What are you thinking on that?
Well, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I've been thinking about this one. Has Edu brought this guy in for a reason, and the reason being that maybe, there's rumours, isn't there, that they're looking to offload Partey.
Yep.
The only reason I can see that they want to offload Partey is his injury problem.
Yeah.
He seems to always get injured around January time, key time of the season. So is that the reason? Speculation, my opinion. Yeah. Okay. Kai Havertz hasn't exactly ripped up trees at Chelsea. Let's be fair. I'm sure there is a player in there. I'm sure there is. Has he been played out of position at Chelsea? I don't know enough about him to actually make a qualified comment. Is he going to be the man to replace Xhaka or Partey? Interesting, because if we get rid of Partey and Xhaka, then we need somebody else as well. So,
yeah.
Is it? I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but I just don't get the philosophy here. If we flog, I've heard talks about Leipzig for Partey. It's all banter. Xhaka wants to go back to his old club. Is that going to happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's still here. But if we get rid of Xhaka, we get rid of Partey, we get in Havertz, well, that's another player gone. So the mathematics to me don't quite equate. Now, I'm not a brilliant mathematician, but I can add up and I can detract. So get rid of Partey, get rid of Xhaka, get rid of El Neni. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
3 midfielders out the door, and we get in one. I mean, I honestly thought that when we joined the Champions League, all the top boys will attract all the world-class players. Well, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing these world-class midfielders knocking on the door to say, Mikel Arteta, I want to come and play for you. Edu, please come and sign me. I'm sorry, guys. I think this is a big cock-up.
I agree with you. And there's a lot of top gooners saying that he is going to be as good as So, yeah, I think everybody that's saying, and I'm a newer fan compared to all the legends on the channel and in the on the panel and in the chat, but I think comparing anybody to Dennis Bergkamp is an absolute farce. It's an absolute farce. You are taking the mick if you are saying that.
You're also setting them up to fail.
Right. So you're saying in making those comparisons too, Steve, and I'll get to you. In making those comparisons too, you're automatically saying, okay, well, we expect you to be at this level now. We expect you to be, that here comes the V word, versatile cam or center forward in the in the form of a Dennis Bergkamp, which is just absolutely ridiculous. It's a ridiculous comparison. What do you think about this Kai Havertz deal, Steve? Did we get fleeced? By the way, big up Samurai Steve. It's Samurai Steve. The new hairstyle is taking the internet by storm.
I mean, this is what my hair was a year and a half ago, but I donated it to charity. But yeah, I like the hair, but it is what it is. Yeah, you got you.
It was just different. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, you got fleeced. You got completely fleeced. This guy doesn't offer anything to you outside of making some good runs. He gets muscled off the ball like a child. Sloppy first touch. Technique is inconsistent. Doesn't play well on a possession team whatsoever. Your midfield, I sent it to you, TJ, in the wee hours of the morning, and this Julien Laurent's guy, this journalist, your hypothetical lineup for next year in a 4-3-3, you're going to have a midfield three of Odegaard, Havertz, and Jorginho. That could get bypassed by anyone. We could probably bypass that midfield. There's no physicality in that midfield.
Not at all.
Nothing.
Nope.
And then you have Zinchenko who can get exposed. So you have 3 defenders and then 4 offensive-minded players. And Zinchenko, well, Jorginho's more of a possession, whatever. Like,
more defensive, but yeah.
Awful signing. If you're signing someone for 60,
got a new guy from Ajax coming in.
Yeah, no, I'm going to get to him too in a second because I need to know. I don't know anything about Timber. I don't know anything. I've literally been going around
I'll fill you in. I'll fill you in.
Fill me in, but yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, I just, if you're spending $65 million on a player, shouldn't you know what you're getting? Shouldn't you know that, I'm getting a number 10 that scores this and this amount of goals, and I know what to expect from him? You're taking a high risk, at best, medium reward. A very high risk because you're pissing away $65 million on a player that hasn't established himself in all these years at Chelsea. And for Germany, he's also terrible. And look at the state they're in as a national team. They've won 1 game since the World Cup ended. And in the World Cup, they won 1 out of 3. Again, and no one was in for him also. So it's a typical Edu signing. No competition. He can just walk in and pontificate and piss ass around, like Jez says, and just take his time. No one else wanted Havertz. That Real Madrid link was.
I think that was an agent. I think that was an agent move.
Yeah, there's no way in hell. I know they just signed Joselu, but Joselu scored goals in La Liga.
Yeah. And
they just needed a cheap stopgap. They got him on loan for like $3 million. Not 65.
Right.
So it's just for me, I know exactly what you're getting, and it's not 65 million. It's probably not even worth 20. For the goals and the production, like I said, he makes some nice runs every once in a while. He's not like dumb. It's just he doesn't apply himself.
Yeah, I agree.
He doesn't apply himself enough. And when he gets the chance to score, he usually screws up. He's had like 3 good games in the past season for Chelsea.
Exactly right.
But just I don't get it. And I
want to get to Conor on this because first of all, I think it's funny, Conor, when you turn your camera off, since you're logged into my account, it shows my logo. So branding, maybe that's all I'm going to say about that. Branding, always be branding. But yeah, so I think he is the German version. Get ready for this. He is the older, slightly taller, slightly bigger version.
Fabio Vieira.
Mixed with some Nketiah finishing.
I don't know you're going to say that.
So I think he's another project. I think that if you play him on the left, if you play him where in Xhaka's position, right? That is not a position that he normally plays. He usually plays on the right, or he plays center forward. But Conor, I wanted to get your thoughts on this, because $65 million, or sorry, pounds, whatever you want to say, for a player that
$82 million, if you really want to go that
$82 million in US, 7 goals last season in the Prem.
Philip Billings scored more for Bournemouth from center midfield.
I was saying this. I said this on Flawless's show. Think about this, okay? Think about this. He scored 7 goals. He scored 3 more goals, or 2 more goals rather. Sorry, 2 more goals than Eddie Nketiah did in twice the games, in double the games.
Oh,
What do you think? What do you think, Conor? What do you think?
You know what? When this signing first got reported with it, and to be fair, this deal did get. It's crazy. This deal did actually get done for when it was reported in actually 6 days. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, it's not as much money as Declan Rice. We're probably going to be paying half of what we're paying for Kai Havertz. But I don't know how we can get a player like Kai Havertz done like that, like a player in general. But then it takes us ages to get Declan Rice done when we've been on him since literally the end of the Conference League. That's when our first bid was meant to go in, and we were waiting forever.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to lie to you, and you know yourself, TJ. I've been trying to find positives out of this signing. I really have, because I was really hoping for some banging signings, because that's what we've been told, because we're in top 4. I'm joking, by the way. But this just sums it up. And, you know, Kai Havertz, he was in a very poor Chelsea side last season. I'll say that. He was in a very, very poor Chelsea side, as we know. Now, we'll see how the season goes. If we get the Bundesliga version of Kai Havertz, then I'm going to be a very happy man. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But we'll wait and see what happens. But the price tag I completely disagree with. I think that's ridiculous. 65 million is nowhere near what should be paying. I know we all like a joke and say he's worth this and that. In my opinion, he's worth 30 to 35 maximum.
I think that's the consensus. I think that's the consensus with a lot of the actual real fans.
100%. And he's not worth the money. At the end of the day, the player can't control how much he's being bought for. So I'm not going to have that at him. But that's Edu's fault there. There's no way. You see Real Madrid, they inquired about him. They said, how much do you want him for? Chelsea said 65 to 70 million. We're not paying any more than 50. It phoned down. And that was Real Madrid. Why do we have to fall for it and then pay 65 million? Which is a quarter of our budget, by the way, because apparently we've got a war chest, but we have 200 million every season. So listen, am I happy with the signing? No, because I want Rice straight away. That's who I wanted our first signing to be, because that's a first solid signing.
Yep.
Havertz, I personally don't understand the move. That's now 4 attacking midfielders in our squad. I feel like Fabio Vieira will get loaned out. We're asking for squad depth. Does he help with squad depth? Yes. He can use both his feet. He's left and right-footed. But I'm worried because of how he's performed since he arrived at Chelsea, because he obviously wasn't the player that they were looking for. Now, if Arteta can, because obviously Arteta's a wizard, according to Top Gooners, he's a miracle worker. And I've seen a lot of things on Twitter that he can get the Bundesliga version of Kai Havertz back. If he can do that, if Mikel can do that,
fair play,
then I'll be happy. But Havertz has got to prove himself. Listen, I'm happy. I'm content with it, but I'm just not happy with the price tag, because we could have spent that on someone else. Like James Maddison's cheaper, and I think he's a better player. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't get Edu's and Arteta. I think Arteta clearly wanted him, but I don't understand. If he's going to play him at centre forward or striker, God help us, because that's not. And I know in Kai Havertz, that's not where he wants to play. He wants to be an attacking midfielder. He wants to be creating, because that's what he done in the Bundesliga. You know, and that's not what, in my opinion, he wants to do. I think Frank Lampard completely destroyed him, in my opinion. I don't think Graham Potter really knew what he was doing with that Chelsea side. So I do think he's been in and out of it. I don't think he got fully what he wanted at Chelsea.
Right.
I mean, he does have that Champions League goal riding on his back, but that game was poor anyway, if you really think about it in hindsight. But hey, listen, we've got him. And we've got to support him in a way. Like I said, I'm not going to have a go at him for the price tag, because he can't control that. That's not his fault. No player can control that. But It's not what we wanted. But listen, I'm only hoping and praying that we get the Leverkusen version, because by God, if we get the Chelsea version, it's just a waste of money in it. So we'll wait and see. But mate, Declan Rice has got to be the next thing, man. I'm sorry, I'm not having, because I'm seeing that Timber's now priority. Why is he priority? We've literally got our rivals of last season going in for him. Why are we not paying the money? I don't understand. I've literally seen pictures of Edu in the pub with his missus and his brother, or his whoever it is. He's in the pub. I'm being serious. When you've got City, their transfer board, their sporting director's probably working hard ass to try and get this deal done. And we've got Edu chilling, smoking a cigar, drinking a beer. It's an absolute joke. And I understand that people need breaks. They need rest. Edu was on holiday literally a week, 2 weeks ago.
Right.
If I'm Edu, this is the most important couple of months of your job as your role. This is the most important couple of months for you, for the club, and you're literally doing F all. We've done no outgoings. We've done not yet incomings. Contract extensions haven't been announced. Apparently Saliba's done, hasn't been announced. Nelson's apparently done, hasn't been announced. Odegaard's apparently rumoured with one, hasn't been talked about. You know, like, why have we still got Holding here? Why have we still got Pablo Mari here? Why have we got Cedric here? Why have we got El Neni still here? Why is Nketiah still here? Why are all these? Why are we not doing anything? Because I'm seeing all these. Yeah, I'm seeing all these reports. Oh, this club's linked with Nketiah. This club wants Rob Holding. Sheffield United want him. Then why don't we do the bloody?
It's all, Connor. It's all dependent on Declan Rice and where he is.
Why hasn't Xhaka gone yet? Xhaka was literally announced before the last game of the season. 20 mil, or whatever it was.
Because we're gonna hang on to him if we don't get Declan Rice. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it.
But this is the thing. Why is all this talked about? This guy literally walked around with his missus and his kids saying goodbye, thanks. Why is he still here? Why is he still here? And I don't care if we're waiting on Declan Rice. Okay, bypass Xhaka if you really want to do that. But why is all these other players still here? Why have we done anything about it? We're genuinely waiting till the end of the window to say, we couldn't sell them, so let's just terminate their contract because we can't sell them. It's a load of rubbish. It's an absolute load of rubbish. And, mate, it's now June 23rd. We're about to hit the 1st of July when all the new signings come in and all new managers from new clubs want to come in and get their shit going. We have done nothing. And a lot of the big clubs, apart from Man United, I think, if I think about it,
Liverpool haven't done much either.
All the top, they got McAllister. All the top six clubs have made a transfer and departures. Well, Liverpool have got rid of Keita, Milner. They've done business. Why are we the only club that haven't done business? I'll give Man United the benefit of the doubt because they're going through no ownership and all that stuff. But why haven't we done the business? There's no excuse for it. Why are we not doing business? I know we've just signed Havertz, but that's not even been done, or because that'll take Arsenal 2 weeks to get a video about how he's the best thing ever and I'm here to stay, or I want to win the Champions League, blah, blah, blah. Because they'll make a promotional video, they'll get loads of photos, and then they'll get some legend interviewing him about how he's fantastic and blah, blah,
They got to get
blah.
Righty in there. They couldn't book Righty in time.
It's the same thing. Why is everyone doing business? And, of course, Arsenal have to be the last one in the pack. Why? Even Spurs have just done business. They've just brought some goalkeeper in. Like it's unbelievable. Yeah. They've literally it is crazy, man. I'm sick of it. And I know we'll talk about Rice in a minute, but that's a different rant, man. Oh my god. Yeah. Sorry. We're a bit on a tangent now. I've actually held that in for like 2 days.
I'm just so glad that you did it here. We got 28 inside, everybody. That is one of the larger American Idiot crowds in here. Yeah. You all are spending your Friday night with us. Thank you so much. Make sure you're smashing a like. Make sure you're smashing a sub if you are new. We have an epic panel. Smash a like. It's free. It's free entertainment. If you like the video, smash the like. If you don't like the video, smash the like anyway. Don't be a dick, right? That's what we say here. That's a motto at TJ Warren TV. Don't be a dick. Yeah. So big up Mama Flossie. Big up Jaminho. Big up BVB David. Oris talks football. Yeah. Keep spitting, Connor. Connor, they love the rants, man. They love the rants. We need it.
By the way, Connor, in your spiel, you asked a question. Why is it taking so long to deal with to seal up this Rice thing?
Yeah,
you know why? Because Edu,
stingy.
Go ahead.
Edu does not know, and he doesn't back himself. He doesn't rate himself to get in a bidding war with any competition.
No.
As soon as Real Madrid ended their interest,
Yeah.
which I doubt was true, but whatever.
I swear
As soon as it's a one-horse race for Havertz, and Chelsea fans are begging and pleading for him to go. They're laughing.
This guy, and this is what I don't understand. Like, I know I'm not a sporting director of one of the biggest clubs in the world. I'm not a transfer expert.
We're all armchair analysts.
But if I'm a fan and I'm looking at this logistically, West Ham have given you the money that they want. They've given you a number. We want this. They haven't been, we might have that. We might have that. They've literally said 100 million or nothing. We've gone in with 80. Classic stingy Arsenal. That is Arsenal in recent years down to a T. The fact that we offered 20 million less, which, in my opinion, if I was West Ham, I'd have ended the phone there and then. I said, don't call back.
Yeah, I would have just,
We then had the audacity to up it by, oh no, it was originally 70 plus add-ons. It's all confusing. But we had the audacity to then up it by 5 or 10 more million. We've clearly got the money. We've got the budget. Stop being stingy and pay the money. You clearly want him. Are you genuinely asking for City just to pay it and be like, oh no, by the way, here we go. It is an honest disgrace. If Edu does not get this deal done, not only is it embarrassing for Arsenal fans who've been praying for this to happen, because a lot of Arsenal fans have been so confident this is going to happen, because I'm not going to lie, I was confident. We were the only ones in there. Oh, he only wants to come to London, blah, blah, blah. This happens every single year. We're in for a player that we really want. I remember the Benzema saga. Every single year, Benzema, and it never happened.
Julian Draxler.
Yeah, and this was before Edu. Like Eddie's just carrying on the snooze fest. It's honestly unbelievable. I really can't believe how much of a, in my opinion, piss take this deal is. If I was Declan Rice and I'm sitting at home right now and I'm seeing this, because he obviously knows what's going on. He's obviously in contact with his agent and what's going on. If I was his agent, I was Declan Rice, and I see Arsenal treating this deal like this, in my opinion, not seriously at all. Yeah. I would say, City are going to pay the money. I'm going to City. Screw these guys. And as you should, mate. Honestly, as you should, because it's unbelievable. It is absolutely unbelievable. And, mate, by God, if we get this deal done, if we don't get this deal done, Eddie has got to pack his bags and leave, mate. Because I'm sorry, I'm not taking Lavia. I'm not. Not if we don't get if we don't get Rice and we have to deal with Lavia. No disrespect, I think he's a good prospect, but that's nothing compared to Declan Rice.
I agree.
It's unbelievable. Honestly,
I want to get Jez's opinion on this. Jez, and feel free to just go off on this one, Jez. Historically, right? Because you've been a fan of this club longer than all of us have been alive. I think together, combine our ages together. Yeah. Has Arsenal always acted like this when it comes to transfers and bringing in players, or is this just another symptom of the Cronkies?
Well, two different times.
Right.
When you had the likes of Sir Peter Hillwood, David Dean, everything was done behind the doors. It wasn't until the player turned up at Highbury or London Colney that you even knew we bought a player. But that was a totally different era because you didn't have the interweb, you didn't have all that bullshit. And it was job done. And you'd think, oh, well, really? We signed Dennis Bergkamp? All right, okay, fair play. Right, but times have moved on. It's changed. It's a different world.
Right.
The fact is now we have a bloody awful management base. We have an inept person in Edu. And I'm going to take a step back here. We talk about Chelsea players, yeah? We bought many Chelsea players that have been shit. I can name two that we bought that are decent. Petr Cech and William Gallas. They were decent players. The rest of them have been a pile of shit.
No.
I do not like Arsenal football being the second-hand cast-offs for Chelsea. Now, I'm not going to say that about Kai Havertz. I've not seen enough of him play. I don't know enough about him. I can only go when we've played Chelsea. And I can only go from the information I've been given by Chelsea fans. Some Chelsea fans say he's decent. He could be decent. Some say he's a waste of time. So I'm going to hang my coat up on that one and say, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know enough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will always say, if we buy a player, I will support that player to the nth degree. So, if he's got something there, welcome to Arsenal Football Club. I will then say this. Edu is a clown. And I'll go as far as to say he's a prick. Because I will bet you guys a pint. Over this weekend, Man City will be there and they will come in and they will say, how much do you want, West Ham? 100 million? You've got it. We'll send a plane down to Luton Airport. We'll get a chauffeur car up for a Declan Rice. We'll fly him up to Manchester. We'll get him to the Etihad or their training ground, wherever that is. Deal done. Now, my question is this to you guys. My question is this. If that happens, and that's hypothetical, we don't know, it's hypothetical, would the Arsenal fan base turn on the management?
No.
Would the Arsenal fan base say, we've had a fucking enough of you lot. We've wanted this Casado, we've wanted Basuma, we wanted Declan Rice, and you haven't got any of them. We want you out. Edu, we want you gone. We want you, garlic head, we want you gone. And will they then say, you cronkies are a bunch of see you next Tuesdays because you're actually not doing the business this club needs? No, they won't. Because they'll go along with it and say, oh, well, actually, maybe he wasn't the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
my God, they're going to
every time. Yeah,
they are going to say that.
Like, if we don't get a player
that we really need, we've got Havertz coming in, and he'll be our saviour. Oh, well, yeah, Partey needs to go because of his injuries. And well, we've got the Champions League coming up, but you know, it's our first season back, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah,
wankers, a lot of them, wankers. Demand better for your club. Stick your neck on the line and say, you bunch of management are an absolute pain in the arse, and you've cocking it up again. I would not be at all surprised. Sunday, I see, or even, I'm going to say Sunday, I will not be at all surprised if I see West Ham accept Man City's bid for Declan Rice. Because Edu will pontificate, he'll sit in bars, he'll do whatever he's got to do. The man is an absolute clown. He's not serious. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's never, ever been in a negotiation job. When he joined, I mean, I've said it. When he was at the Brazilian, he didn't have to negotiate players. He just had to help pick international players that were already playing for bloody Brazil.
Yeah.
He didn't have to go to the River Plate and God knows, or wherever, and say, oh, we want to get this player. Not the River Plate, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Say, we want this player to play. Go to the club. We want this player to play. That was his job. He didn't have to negotiate. He has proved his incompetence when we bought that player from Sao Paulo for nothing. We could have him for nothing. But to keep good relations, we'll give you 3 million. Absolute wanker. The man's a clown. He shouldn't be at this club. And I've honestly no confidence that we are going to do anything serious in this transfer window.
I agree with you. And I think more of the fan base will turn, but it won't be enough. It won't be enough to ask for the Cronkies out because we're winning, right? The only time that you'll see people outside of the Emirates with banners is if we're losing in 3 games in a row like we did back in 2021.
BJ, the only time it's going to change, mate, and I'll say this to you. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go for it.
Arsenal don't qualify out of the group stage. We're out and we're in 6th, 7th place in the Premier League. We're not competing after that. I'll tell you what, if we're out the group stage nearly by Christmas in the Champions League, we're 6th, 7th in the Premier League, that's when the fan base will turn on Arteta. Because after last season, the great start, the way we played, it was brilliant. We all loved it. We all gassed it up. I was one of them. But I did call it. I said we won't make it because we haven't got the squad depth. That is when the fan base will turn. And the only time the Cronkies, right, will start to look at Arteta and say, is when bums and seats have gone. When fans aren't turning up, and that's the only reason Arsene Wenger was told to leave. He didn't resign. Well, he did. He wasn't sacked. He was asked, I think it's time to go, mate, because we've got like 30,000 in the stadium and we're losing big money.
Yep.
That's what will hurt the Cronkies, and they will then say, Arteta, I think your time's done.
Yeah. And I don't think we're saying that we want that to happen. We always want Arsenal to succeed, but the proof is in the pudding, guys. Like the ambition to actually win major trophies is not there. And
it's not looking good.
Move.
That's why we're talking about Arsenal in this way. That's why I'm seeing it as a neutral in this fashion. Because it ain't looking good. You don't look serious.
It's not. So when we're linked to, when we're already talking about Romeo Lavia and they're pushing that narrative from a PR standpoint, and you're not really hearing much about Declan Rice from the Arsenal perspective. They put in a third bid, but that was also a joke, and you knew as soon as you saw it that it was going to get rejected. Like pay the money. Like let's stop. Because that's a domino that needs to fall before we can get rid of all the other piece of dead freaking wood in this club. Sambi Lakanga, Fabio Vieira, get him out. Jorginho, why is he still here? Like it's one of those things where does Jorginho fit into Project Youth? That's my question. We're a youthful club.
Romeo Lavia does. Yeah. That's why you're going to sign him.
Does, but I don't want to see him starting, Steve. I don't want to see him starting
because he's not going to win you a Premier League title.
He's not Thomas Partey's level yet. You know what I mean? Like we need that level.
I'm a fan of him, but
I'm a fan of him too. I think he's going to be a baller. But Steve, I want to come to you because I've been wanting to talk about Timber because we're linked to him now. So you watch more Dutch football than I probably ever have or will. What do you, tell us about this guy? Because the only reason I know about him is because of FIFA. So educate me.
So like Yuri and Timber for me, he's not really good at defending.
Fantastic.
He got it. No, I'm dead serious when I say that. There's some factors in that. That Ajax team last year had absolutely zero chemistry. Nobody knew where the fuck they were playing. Calvin Bassey came in from Rangers. They played him at left center back, then left back. Then they would play him at right center back. And then they would have Tadic play attacking mid, center forward, left, right, Bergwijn, left, right, through the center. That whole fucking team was just it was a mess. Wijndal was in and out. They're signing from AZ Alkmaar. The whole team was a fucking mess. It was terrible. But when there was little stability against opponents like Volendam, those kind of teams that we all make fun of and call them Wi-Fi passwords or OKC Valvik or whatever the fuck, he made some errors, bro. He made some errors. He's not a center back. If you play him as center back, it's just he has way too much development to do in that aspect. Edson Alvarez is a better center back than Yuri and Timber is, and Well, I actually think Alvarez's best position is there because I don't trust Alvarez in possession. He's a ball winner, like defensive, whatever. He just like the thing is, there were so many games for Ajax last year where he would just go into La La Land, and just dribble up with the ball at halfway line, turns it over. There's a fucking wide open gap, and then even the crappy Eredivisie teams would exploit that. He's got a lot of development to do. I rate him. I rate the kid in terms of like he's got balls. Like he. I like him, but I don't think if you're signing him as a center back, no. As a right back, if you want to bomb up forward, sure. He's got a lot of learning to do. And for 60 million, again, I like Timber, but I think his best position is going to be a CDM. But you ain't winning no fucking league or trophy with Timber as your starting CDM because he still has to learn that position.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to fleece you. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, everybody's trying to fleece us.
There's talent in the kid. There's talent in the kid, but he ain't playing over Ben White right here, right now, based off of what I've seen from him at Ajax. Right. But like I said, that season for Ajax last year was atrocious. They finished 4th. And for Ajax, that is a disgraceful season. Like, that's how English clubs should feel when their big clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool, whatever, finish not as champions or 3rd, 4th, like that kind of thing. He has to stay another year. He has to stay another year at Ajax, or at least 2, because there's just too much. And Arteta, like we said with Havertz, maybe there's some magical spell that he can get the guy into form or whatever, but I'm sorry, like that's just for 60 million. You're gonna take 2 gambles on guys that need loads of development. Timber will be a decent player, I think. Super young, he's still got, and I think he will establish himself somewhere as a CDM. I think he should go to the Bundesliga first because I just think it suits him more, play style wise. Because you can bomb up the pitch because it's a lot of back and forth in terms of counterattack. But I wouldn't recommend the signing to Arsenal for that price. If you're getting him for 10 or 15 million or 20, sure, but fucking 60. Give me a break.
Yeah, 60 is a lot for another project. It seems like we spend a lot of money. We spend a lot of money on projects, though. That's the thing. Can't we bring in one proven player? Can't we be linked to one proven player and actually seriously give it a go? That's what I think is so frustrating to me is that you have who are we talking? Let's just go ahead and talk about it. You have Man City reloading and getting ready to go again. They're serious. They take it seriously. We don't. We were just in a title race. And a lot of these top gooners are saying, "Hey, we're gonna reload. We're gonna go again. We're gonna go again." And we're really reloading. We're getting ready to go again. Go right back to the Europa League. That's where we're going. If we're not serious, so yeah.
I mean, I don't see you got. I'm sorry, with the way the things are going, you're not getting out of the UCL group because if you look at it, who are the 3 teams that eliminated? Arsenal under Arteta, Villarreal, Olympiacos, and Sporting Club de Portugal. In all 6 of those games, correct me if I'm wrong, you drew both Sporting, so that's 2 points if this is a hypothetical Champions League group. The Villarreal, I'm pretty sure they beat you.
It was 0-0 in the final leg. Whatever they beat, was it 2-1 in the first leg? It was 2-1 to them in the first leg.
So that's a grand total of 3 points after 4 games for you guys. Again, if it's a hypothetical table, and then against Olympiacos, I think you won the away leg.
We won the away. They scored in the last in the 120th minute. It was not in Yezri.
Yusuf El Arabi.
That one, and then Aubameyang missed the bicycle kick, and it was a sitter.
Did that finish? But in the 90, it finished Olympiacos win, right?
Yeah, they won.
There you go. So
I think they got was it the away goals? I think they got. Yeah, there was the away goals that they got.
Right. So in a grand,
either way, we lost to them. So
in a grand total of 6 games against Villarreal, Sporting Club de Portugal, and Olympiacos, you've got no wins, 4 draws and 2 losses. No, 1 win. Sorry, 1 win.
No.
2 losses and 3 draws for a grand total of 6 points from 6. You ain't getting it. You're lucky if you get Europa League. So that's how I look at it. And again, if you're doing the project thing, well, that's what phase 4 is, I guess.
Huh.
You know what phase 4 is? Taking outlandishly stupid risks on players that have a lot of developing to do. Or just, I think, flat out bad, not suit the league like Havertz. So that's phase 4, I guess. If y'all were serious, you'd be calling up Maldini, who obviously got let go from AC Milan because he was too ambitious for them ultimately. You'd sack Edu, and that's who you'd go for. Whether Maldini would take it, I know he's a one-club man, and maybe he might not take it, but you would at least make the fucking phone call.
Yeah.
You would make the phone call because there's a position of weakness. I don't take Edu seriously. I don't. None of you do, I don't think. And a lot of Arsenal fans with their heads screwed on and can just see reality for what it is, don't take him seriously and think he's not fit for the job. That's what I would do if I was Arsenal. I'd be calling up Maldini, bro. Because he actually matches the ambition. He was trying to he got sacked from AC Milan because their new owners under Jerry Cardinal are too ambitious, essentially. He was too ambitious because Jerry wanted to cash in on Tonali, and now Teo Hernandez is linked with a move away. Next up, it'll be Menyon, and then they're going to bring in a bunch of kids. Moneyball.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think the whole Moneyball thing does not apply to the Premier League. I mean, you can say that Brighton is,
but that's Brighton.
But it eventually, Steve, that luck runs out, right? So when everybody talks about Moneyball, right, they're referring to the Oakland Athletic, the 2002 Oakland Athletic, right? So this is the background of that story for our friends in the UK, right? And I don't know if everybody is like they just saw the movie and they don't know what actually happened with the Oakland Athletics. So they bring in all these players based off of stats, right? And
some real in-depth stats.
Yeah, like
next level,
like they brought in a guy from Yale, and like a mathematical genius from Yale. Baseball is not football. Number one. Number two, the Athletics didn't win the title. I don't understand.
That's the best fucking part.
So that's the thing. They might have won the division, which is an accomplishment in baseball, but it's not the World Series. They were eliminated by the Yankees, I think, in the divisional round.
Yeah.
So when all this bigging up of Moneyball, yeah, sure, cool. That's cool if you want to make your owners money and you want to see, success at the level of getting into Europe every year. But we already have that at Arsenal. We already have that. And they just now got that at Brighton. Brighton do not have the depth to go to go far in the Europa League. So it's going to be the exact same freaking story for them. Moneyball. You're a loser if you're watching Moneyball.
Especially with AC Milan. What the fuck? One of the biggest clubs on earth. One of the most recognizable logos, kits, iconic history, champions.
Yeah.
Like the fuck?
Yeah,
Moneyball
I'm sorry.
with that.
Yeah,
that's literally like. Go on.
Sorry, I got to address this. Dr. Seymour Butts, he's also an American. He's a legend, Steve. You're going to have him on a call. God, really bringing back PTSD. Lifelong Athletics fan. Sorry about that.
So bad for you.
Yeah, that's awful. That rotation of Mulder, Zito, Hudson should have won it. They lost to the Yankees on the Jeremy Giambi tag at the plate. Yeah, so they lost. That's the point. If we're talking about between winning and losing, if you're a winner or you're a loser, did you score more points than the other team or did you not? Where did you finish at the table? Did you win or did you lose? You lost. Like, yeah, that's all cool. That's all great if you're building something. But Arsenal are done building something. We have the foundation. We have the youth foundation. Go and pay for the players you need to fill the gaps. Quit screwing around.
We've proven that we can compete to win a title.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing, but Chelsea had a bad season and Liverpool had a bad season. And Man United had a bad season. Man United won a trophy last season. Like I'm not having none of that. We have shown that we are able to compete in the Premier League with a team like we had last season as well, with a lot of holes in it when it came to depth. All we need to do, and completely agree with you, TJ, is either fill in the gaps or upgrade on them. And I feel like that's kind of what we've done with Kai Havertz in terms of depth, because if I'm going to be honest, I know we are comparing him to Fabio Vieira. I would rather have Kai Havertz in the team than Fabio Vieira, if I'm going to keep it real. Not much of an upgrade.
But that's the problem. You're paying $60 million for a guy who's not much of an upgrade.
Steve, nothing's going to change while Edu Gaspar's in charge, and God knows who the hell we need to get in for that to change. But I will tell you here and now, if we do not get in substantial signings, and if it's going to be these little things like, a no disrespect, Timber, Lavia, and Havertz, if that's going to be our top 3 signings this window, by God, we are not going to improve. I don't understand what Edu's doing, and it is down to the Cronkies as well. For God's sake, we were literally challenging for one of the biggest trophies in the world, in my opinion, in the best league in the world. No disrespect to any other leagues, but in my opinion, the Premier League is the best league. How in God's name are you not providing more cash? Because we don't. Teams would kill. Teams like Brentford, teams like I'm trying to think, Wolves. All these teams would kill for a £200 million budget, right? Because Brentford's my local, and I know they don't have the type of budget like that because they are still quite a small club. And
their owner's worth what, 35 million or something?
Yeah. I love Brentford to a T. I love Brentford. They're literally down the road from me.
Yeah.
They would kill for a £200 million budget, and I understand that.
And they would work wonders.
Exactly.
They would work wonders.
We're Arsenal. We're going to need more money. It's facts. But the fact is, if we had the more money, I don't even think we'd spend it correctly. But it just makes no sense to me it's clear that Edu wants to save money. It's very evident, and I get that. We've only got 200 million, and we don't have a lot of assets to sell to make that profit back. Because you can see it in the Declan Rice bid. He wants to go 85, then 90. And if he bids 95, I'm going to be fuming. But anyway, you can clearly see that he's trying to save money. I get that. But if we do want to go ahead and get a bigger budget, because apparently every season we've got a war chest, I don't even think that Edu would even understand what to even do with that kind of money. I generally don't. And I do think that the only way we're going to change in the transfer market is if Edu's replaced. I'm being serious, and Vinay and all of them. I genuinely, and we're not in Arsenal, we're not in the Bull, we're not in we're not in the hub of Arsenal, wherever it is, down the training ground, wherever where they're doing all this. You know, we don't have that much of an idea what they're doing. But from an outsider's perspective, it doesn't look like much is going on. They're preparing a bid. It's being personal terms. We've agreed more personal terms than I have family members at this point. Like, Jesus Christ. Personal terms agreed. Talking to his agent. We're doing this. We're doing that. For God's sake, spend the money. Spend the money and spend it correctly. If we're literally looking as fans at James Maddison and Harvey Barnes, in my opinion, 2 fantastic players in Leicester's team last. I know Leicester got relegated. I understand that. But 2 great talents, in my opinion, who carried that Leicester team, even though they did get relegated. They really tried their best to keep them up. If they're going for a lesser price, and Tielemans as well was on a free, if these guys are going for a lesser price than Kai Havertz and Romeo Lavia, who's 40 million, by the way, why are we not going in for them? Why are we not going in for these players? James Maddison is, in my opinion, double what Kai Havertz is. And that's in no disrespect to Kai Havertz.
Yeah, it's no debate, though, Conor. It's no debate.
It's crazy. And I get there's so many factors of transfers. You've got to deal with the agent. The fee is a big thing. And especially when you're dealing with 100 million and a club record transfer, I get that. But it does not take you over a month. This might go on till mid to end July. I'm being serious with Declan Rice. I generally am. If Man City take their time, which they probably will. They'll probably see what we bid and then double it. If this goes on till July, till late July, it is the same story every single year. And sorry, I'm going on a bit of a tangent here. My point is, everyone agrees, Edu has to go. He's not correct. Vinay, all of them. Because you generally do not see these guys, apart from in the picture where the players signed. You don't. You don't hear anything. Anything. No statements, nothing. You don't hear anything from Edu. He says nothing. Absolutely nothing. I thought when Josh, after the protests were for the Super League, whatever it was, we heard from Josh, Edu, we want to get the fans more involved. We want to talk to the fans. We'll go down to the local pubs and we'll talk to the fans. Absolute bollocks. It was just a way to keep the fans happy. And as soon, if we don't sign Declan Rice, it's going to be the same story once again, where a lot of Arsenal fans will be like, oh, we did. It's exactly what Jez said. We didn't want him anyway.
Man City are sports washing. We can't compete.
Yeah, literally, it's going to be the exact same story. We didn't want Declan Rice anyway. Oh, he ain't that great. He's going to an oil money team. I want to be the oil money team, man. It's unbelievable.
It's fun.
To end with my rant here, because I'm going on a bit. Edu is, if we don't get this deal done, it just shows the inexperience and lack of ideas that this man has for this football club. It is. I genuinely don't understand. If we don't get this deal done, he's got to come out with an interview and explain what's gone wrong. Because how can you, in my opinion, excuse my language, fuck up this deal?
But he won't.
Well, if he doesn't, I hope he doesn't. But if Declan Rice doesn't come, he has got to do something and say something, because according to reports, he's wanted to stay in London. Arsenal's his top priority. He's wanted to come here since the end of the end of West Ham's campaign. If all these factors are true, and we end up bottling this, he's got to say something. You can't just hide away and say, "Oh, we'll go and get this guy for 30 million. He's 32 years old, but he'll be all right." It's crazy. It is crazy.
It's like going to the pub and you're with your mates and you're talking with a 10 out of 10 woman with a 10 out of 10 personality. She fits you like a fucking glove.
DJ Marcus, I know it's not Edu's money, but Edu's in a position here where he can talk to the owners. We've got 200.
We're criticizing Edu as a negotiator.
Yeah, Jesus, that's another thing. If you look at Edu as a negotiator, just look at it in the facts. Caicedo in January. Brighton were so angry with the way he approached that. We literally moved. This has been going on for years. Do you remember Luis Suarez? 40 million plus £1. This is even before Edu. But it's sort of, I generally think this is like a system where it's running in. You've got to be stingy when you work at Arsenal. The club wants 75. Right, I'm going to give you 65. Right, that's fine. We don't want that. I'll give you 67. It's like we're working up here. And all the reports are saying it's because we want to keep good relations with the club. If I'm West Ham and I'm seeing that you're offering me, I'm saying I want 100 million, but you're giving me 75, then 80, then 80. I'm thinking you're stingy and get out. You're not professional.
Yeah.
One of the biggest clubs in world football, and we're acting like idiots. Bournemouth have just signed Justin Kluivert like that. I know he's only worth 10 million, but it's a signing. Havertz's contract is meant to be signed at the end of next week, according to reports from Fabrizio Romano. I guarantee this deal will not be announced on social media until the end of July.
It won't ever be.
TJ, I guarantee you, at a preseason game, Kai Havertz will walk out, and that will be his announcement.
Oh God! Oh yeah, in Washington D.C. I will vomit. I will vomit in my chair. I will vomit in my chair if that happens. I'm going to be fuming.
That's hilarious.
Run over. Sorry,
That's
guys. Run
absolutely
over.
hilarious.
No, that was epic. That was epic, Connor, and you're getting a standing ovation in the chat. You're getting a standing ovation.
Thanks, guys.
I even saw a couple of smiles from Jez on that one. That was a good one.
That's how you know I'm doing something right. Then.
Yeah, no, you know you're doing something right when the elder statesman says yes. Go ahead, Steve. What were you gonna say?
I mean, yeah. Wow.
Said it all.
Yeah. I just think y'all aren't serious.
No.
That's it.
Well, no, everybody thinks we're a joke. That's the thing. That's the thing is we're on here a good amount.
And it's not just me talking shit. Again, it's based off evidence. So people want to say I'm just talking shit about Arsenal just to do it. I don't care. I don't have anything against Arsenal at 4. I'm just a football fan looking at my club, other clubs, your club in this instance, and I'm like, really? What you just did?
If you just got Tonali done like that, like literally in a couple of days, how have like, you just look at teams like Newcastle, like Liverpool with Sam McAllister. I'm getting players here that have signed players of a high caliber. Sam McAllister, you know, Newcastle just signed Tonali. They've done this in a matter of days. Why does it take us so long to do any deal? And I'm not even going to talk about outgoings because that's just a disgrace in itself. Because we just can't. I don't know what it is, and I hate the idea of but we're going to wait until Rice signs. Well, I'm sorry. How about you just get it done and stop messing around? Because guys, every day that we don't do anything in this window is a day wasted that we could get another player. It is. You don't probably think about it, but these 3 months are so crucial for any football club to move on and progress. So crucial. And as an outsider, again, we don't know what's going on at Arsenal. We don't understand. We don't know what's going on in the offices. But as an outsider, when we're not seeing anything being done, I know we've just signed Kai Havertz, I get that. But majority, like especially outgoings, there's a lot of dross in this team. If we're sitting here and seeing there's not anything being done, all that's being done is shirt announcements and pre-season announcements. We're sitting here thinking, what are our board doing? And that's why we get angry as fans. Because we're seeing other clubs moving and doing things and getting rid of players. Chelsea just got rid of 6 players in the space of a couple of days.
Yeah,
and we're still sitting here with Rob Holding, Cedric Elneny, Lokonga, all these players.
And they got over 130 mil for them. They're going to make 55 million off.
No, but TJ, it's an inside job. Chelsea should be relegated to the 5th tier. So then that's what Arsenal fans,
idiots,
some of them are saying.
They're idiots.
It's dodgy. It's so dodgy.
Chelsea is adjusting to life outside of Europe.
You know what's fucking dodgy?
They're doing a great job.
You know what's fucking dodgy about Edu? He signed a fucking player that was available for free and gave the club $3 million anyways.
We keep bringing this up, and it just makes me angry every single time. So I wanted to ask this guy this question to you guys, because I gotta wrap up soon because
I'm muting myself because I'm talking.
I gotta get to. I got to get to the theater again tonight, guys. I got another show. But again, everybody who's been in here, and if you're watching this on playback, make sure you're smashing a like. Make sure you are subbing to Arsenal History and More and subbing to Strasbourg Steve. We got to get Strasbourg Steve subbed up. This guy is an encyclopedia of European football. And you see him everywhere. He doesn't have enough subs. Make sure you are subbing to Strasbourg Steve. Look it up right now and sub. So I wanted to ask this, and I think I'm gonna make some folks mad, but I want to come to Jez on this. Jez, we weren't. How am I gonna word this? No, you know what? I'm just gonna say it like this.
I'm 20 in August.
Yeah, he's 20 in August. He's
and it's the fucking summer.
I know I look young.
Yeah,
and it's
he can drink barely over there. That's for sure. Yeah. So if you lived in America, Connor, you would have no vices because you're not even. You get carded everywhere you go. But Jez, okay.
Isn't 21? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's 21. Jez, if we go into this season with this current squad, this next season, not making the moves, not making the adjustments, going in to the Champions League with the quality that we currently have in the squad, you are Nostra Jezer right now, Nostradamus. What conversation are we going to be having this time next season?
This time next season?
Yeah.
I think we'll be having a conversation a long time before that. But let's get it right. If we go into this coming up season, Champions League, challenging for the Premier League, FA Cup, Carrier Bag Cup, we'll be out of them. We'll be out of them by March. We will be out of all of them by March. I said earlier, Arteta made the statement that when he joined Arsenal Football Club, Arsenal would win the Champions League within 3 years. He's now into his 4th. So Arteta, you better get off your arse and start kicking Arteta up the arse.
I do.
And in the bollocks to say, I want these players. Because if you don't get these players, Edu, we're fucked. Because, as Conor quite rightly said, and well said, Conor, to you, what you said, we need to out an awful lot of dross, which we haven't. We bought in a player. Well, we'll have to wait out on that one. I'm not going to make a comment. I'm not going to make a statement. But the fact remains, to answer your question earlier, TJ, why do Arsenal take so long? Because Arsenal are cheapskates and they've been doing this since the 80s. It's cheap Arsenal. Arsenal have bags and bags of money. And I don't think it's the Cronkies. I don't think it is. I think the Cronkies say, okay, how much do you want? They're not particularly interested in Arsenal. I don't know about Josh because it's his little baby. He doesn't come to Arsenal enough, personally, for me. And I think Edu is just incapable. He's not brain switched on. He's not worldly wise in management and negotiations. He's in it for the long haul. He's in it to smoke his cigars, suck his daughter's toes. He's in it to play his jet ski. You know? And I'll say this. If he doesn't get the Rice deal done, which is such the easiest deal he's ever got in his life, then he should be taken outside and fucking shot in the head. The guy is because
do not endorse violence on this channel. Just saying. Go ahead, Jess.
It's an embarrassment to this football club. This is one of the biggest football clubs in world football, and we have an absolute arsewipe prick that cannot get a deal over the line. He always goes for the cheap, easy one. The reason he goes for the Chelsea ones is because Chelsea want to offload their diverse players, however you want to say it. And we know we can get them. And we know they'll pipe us. And this is about time Edu manned up, stood up and said, fuck you lot. This is what we want and this is what we're going to do. I mean, I'm sorry. If I was the owner, if I was Josh Kroenke, I'd be over here right now in London and saying to Edu and the board, what the fuck are you doing? You said to me, you want Declan Rice. Why haven't you signed him? Why haven't you done the deal? You wanted £200 million, £250 million. You said you were going to sell a load of crap and maybe raise 50, 60, 70 million to help with the war chest. Why haven't you done it? What are you doing? And I'd be, if it was my club, I'd be saying, get the deal done tomorrow or you're sacked. You are sacked. And I want you to be on the phone tonight to West Ham saying, right, here's the 100 million plus whatever else we're going to do. We'll get Declan Rice. He's probably on holiday right now, but we'll get him in on a private flight. We'll get him into Arsenal, give him a medical, and we'll fly him back out to Arsenal. Holiday. And we'll announce him on the 1st of July when the players come back for training. Job done. Fact. Simple. No, Arsenal can't do that. They have to pontificate. They have to make everything complicated to actually confuse everybody Like, oh, well, are we going to do this? Are we not going to do it? And it's been going on for years, and years. And it's all down to Wenger. He started this cancer. He did it time immemorial. And it's a joke. It's an embarrassment to this football club. Bigger, better clubs get in there. They do the business. Job done. Move on. No, not with Arsenal, man.
Yep.
Yes,
No, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
One quick thing, TJ.
Go for it.
It's the funny thing is that West Ham are literally just sitting there. They're literally sitting there by the phone. They've made it clear. The not the owner. I forgot who it was, but he said
David Sullivan.
That was it. David Sullivan. Thank you very much, Steve. He literally said Havertz. Declan Rice is. I just read Havertz in the chat. My bad.
It's okay.
He was just saying Declan Rice. He wants to go. Like, he's made it clear. They've said a price, and they've said maybe even plus a player. Why we haven't even offered that is beyond me. We've literally got so much dross that we could offer West Ham, and no disrespect to West Ham. I think Nketiah could probably do something at West Ham. He'd be a starter for them for sure. But
I don't actually think so. I think Antonio would start over.
Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. Drew, you're a sick man. Okay, keep going.
Happy feet. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
That's
Happy feet sucking toes.
That's absolutely hilarious.
He could definitely be a rotational because I don't think Danny Ings is great. But then at the end they've got Skamaka, don't they? So maybe not. But listen, yeah, as I was saying, West Ham they've given out a price. They haven't been stingy like we have. They've been so clear what they want. They are literally waiting by that phone saying 100 mil, there you go, have him. Simple. Why do we have to make it so confusing? Why do we have to always do that? And I swear to God, I'm actually quite surprised Man City haven't actually put a bid in today. I think they're waiting for us to make the bid and then be like, all right, double that, and then we've got them. I think that's because I think they're not going to mess about. First bid, gone.
They're probably laughing their ass off, just like watch this. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do this. They're literally probably laughing like a fucking teenagers in a prank call. Watch this, bro.
Literally, and that's
watch this, bro.
And it's making us look like a laughing stock. Well, we already are a laughing stock, but it's making us look like even more. But and then Arsenal fans are hanging on to the thing. Oh, but he said he wants to stay in London. I want to go to Shepherd's Bush next week, but doesn't mean I'm definitely going to go to there. You know, like it's like Shepherd's Bush is a place in London, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Can I just put something? I'm just going to this.
Oh, Jez.
I put a question in my quiz last night, it was a piss take question, and this is when it started at Arsenal, right? The question was this: what Arsenal player, when he signed in the 83-84 season, made the statement, and there's a point to this, guys, bear with me. What does Arsenal mean? And this player says it means class, the structure of the club, everything has a classy feeling about it. It's always about success. The player that signed there was a guy called Charlie Nicholas from Celtic. He signed that player, right? It took 3.5 months to buy him from Celtic. He wanted to come to Arsenal. He stated he wanted to come. He was deemed to be the next George Best. Okay. Now, we caught a cold in the 70s with a guy called Peter Marinello, Scottish player, was going to be the next George Best. Didn't happen. Didn't happen with Charlie Nicholas. But 3.5 months it took to sign him. And that was in 1983-84. It's been going on, guys, since then. And I put that question in there last night, and it was a piss take question, really, because he made that statement. Arsenal were classy. Everything about Arsenal's classy. Everything is about success.
Jez, honestly, it's a dream to imagine what the team was like when you were younger. Honestly, back in the 90s, the 80s, even before that. Like, honestly, it feels like a dream as someone my age to think what the club used to be like. Honestly, and
Conor, change, mate. I tell you, mate. The latter days of Highbury were good. But it all changed. It all changed when it went to the Emirates. The whole club structure, philosophy. We were sold a lie. We were conned. And that is why I fucking hate the Emirates. I don't like it. I hate it. And
it's like a symbol of shit.
Well, 2015
aggression,
corporate takeover and corporate greed. Like they wanted to take it globally.
2015, I gave up my season ticket, and I'd had a season ticket since 1978.
Wow.
Quick maths. That's.
And I gave it up.
Coming on 40 years.
That's crazy, Jez.
That is crazy.
I gave it up.
78 plus 40 is 118. So yeah, if it's 1978 plus 40, that'd be 2018. So 37. 37 years you're a season ticket holder.
That's crazy, Jez.
Wow.
I went to 2,584 games.
Wow.
And I was like, I want enough. I want enough of this shit.
You've literally seen the turning point. You've literally been there from the beginning.
Twice. I saw it in the 70s and 74 when we nearly got relegated behind Man United, but we missed it out by a point. And then we built, went down, built, were great, went down, were great. And I just got to the point in 2015, I said, fuck all this. Don't need it.
Yeah.
Don't need it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
you haven't missed out on much, Jez, that's for sure.
Nope.
It broke my heart. I won't lie. I broke my heart. But at the end of the day, it was just I hate the Emirates. I hate it with vengeance.
Jez, if you look at it now, in hindsight, you've made a pretty good decision. Because ever since then, 2 FA Cups? Yeah, or 3 FA Cups. But even that's a final Wembley. Like, we actually haven't lifted the Premier League at the Emirates. You know? See, Jez, you made a very wise decision there, my friend. You have not missed out on much there.
I don't miss it. The sad thing is, Conor, I don't miss any of it. I miss my mates. But probably 30, 40 people I used to go to games with, probably 10 of them still go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe that many, maybe less than that.
Wow.
I don't know. But I don't miss any of it, man, anymore.
Damn.
Yeah, well, on that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and take it out because I gotta go. So I want to shout out everybody in the chat. If you are new, make sure you are smashing the subs. Make sure you are smashing the likes. And big up Jez, big up Conor, big up Steve-O for coming on the American Idiot Show. This was therapeutic, and I think it's gonna continue. Jez, I know you're going on Maddie's channel tomorrow. I'm gonna be tuning into that. It's one of those things where we have to keep holding this club accountable in the ways that we know how, and the ways that we know how is coming on this platform and being educational, I would say, being educational. So let's go around the horn real quick. We'll go counterclockwise. Let's go with Steve-O. Shout out your channel, man. And you're absolutely smashing it out there. I'm seeing you on every channel I click on the YouTube. Oh, look, there's Steve. So he's absolutely smashing it. Shout yourself out, my man.
Yeah, so you could on YouTube, it's Strasbourg Steve. I just cover football. I don't know everything because I'm watching more South American football though. So that's the great thing about football. There's always more to learn, discover, and there's always something new. So yeah, man, that's my gig really. But yeah, thanks for having me on, bro. Great talking with y'all.
Man.
As always. So.
Yeah, Steve, you're always welcome here, man. You are the goose to my Maverick. I really, really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it, brother.
Of course.
Conor, my media guy, absolutely smashing it. Proper.Arsenal, Conor.CMO or CMO Media. Shout yourself out, man.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me back on Love the American Idiot Show. It's always a highlight of a Friday night for a lot of people here, TJ. So big up to you, man. And big up to Steve and Jez. Always an honor being on with you guys. You always talk facts, both of you. And you can find me on Instagram. I've got 2 accounts. So you can find me on cmo.editing on Instagram. It's my main editing page. I've done a lot of work for people on YouTube. So if you ever need anything for branding for your social medias, editing, anything like that, any graphic design, please feel free to hit me up on there. cmo.editing. And then you can also find me. I do have an Arsenal news page that I run now, trying to get a bit out there. It's a bit difficult with my job and then some other stuff on the side that I'm doing, but I'm trying my best, and that's proper.arsenal, proper.arsenal on Instagram. So feel free to follow me on either of those accounts. And big up to TJ and big up to Steve and big up to Jez. And I'm working on TJ's new banner, which should be up this weekend. So that'll be coming soon.
And I'll get into that after. Jez, you shut yourself out. Arsenal history and more, absolutely smashing it as usual.
Yeah, Arsenal history and more. Out there, not doing a massive amount at the moment because I don't like to repeat what other people do. Everybody talks about transfers. I don't see the point in me repeating it because it's pointless. I'm just going to say this, if I may. I think one of the greatest things that's happening right now is the family that we're building here as small tubers. We are small. We're building a little family. We go on each other's channels, and it's great. And we support each other. We talk the shit. Conor, as our legendary graphics man, that's the best way I think I can put it. Yeah. Love the outro. And I actually, when you first sent that to me, Conor, and I put it out there, I didn't show it live. I showed my wife, and it made her cry because she actually said, "I remember that noise at Highbury," and it really. I mean, she's not a football fan in any shape or form. Actually, in fact, she hates football, but she remembers it from the days. She remembers it from the days when we were there, and so big up to you, my friend. Anybody that makes her cry, well done to you, fella. I make her cry every day, but for the wrong reason. But TJ, you're smashing it, man. Steve, love to be on with you always, mate. You're the only one I listen to about the players because you actually bloody watch them. I don't. I rely on you. But guys, brilliant. Always smashing it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jez. Okay. Yep. TJ Warren TV. If you're new, make sure you are subbing and smashing likes to all of these incredible creators. This channel is an Arsenal fan channel, but it is also a megaphone for the wider community of football creators. Doesn't matter if you're an Arsenal fan, doesn't matter if you're a Chelsea fan, United fan. It kind of matters if you're a Spurs fan because I can't stand you. But other than that, we support everybody around here. I'm just kidding. Yeah. But guys, a couple of show announcements. I will be doing a FIFA stream tomorrow. I don't know what time. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go on there and I'm going to talk some mad guff. Conor, I need to see this game between you and Orist. Okay.
Listen, I can't stream it. So ask Orist.
I'm wondering if I could stream it.
Unless you're playing. I don't think you can unless you're playing.
We'll
ask Orist to try and see if he can stream on his channel.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, Orist was talking some mad guff. So I'm not hearing it, man. He needs to put up or shut up. That's all I'm going to say. But I will definitely be doing a FIFA stream, just kind of taking it easy. I got a lot going on in the theater side of my life right now, so I'm going to try to take it easy this weekend. I might do a call-in show Sunday. I will let you guys know. And then Monday I'm going on Tottenham away. Their big Monday show, their normal Monday show. I'm going to go on Tottenham away and talk with them. They are some incredible, really, really intelligent football minds. So I'm excited to talk.
They just fucked up when they decided to support Spurs.
They're good guys. They just screwed up. We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes.
And I still maintain, Steve. I live rent free in Stelios' head.
Oh yeah, you do.
Rent free.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, all right, guys, that's my channel. We will see you on this show next week, same time, same place, and we will let you know if there are any shows in between now and then. Until then, again, big up to the panel, big up everybody in the chat, and we will see you next time.